Here comes another important tip from the Personal Defense Network. Let's take a look at how we can use LaserLyte's Laser Trainer target combined with our laser trainer inside of this Glock to actually practice some of our fundamental defensive skills and not just use the laser trainer target for target practice. What I'm going to do now is actually go ahead and fake simulated startle response, come down to my firearm, get my good grip, come up, orient, extend, touch, press, and practice taking my first shot. Now remember, when you're training with a laser, it's important not to try to train multiple shots. With this particular firearm, it's going to need its action worked every time to reset the trigger, so it's not even practical to attempt it. But if your particular firearm allows multiple pulls of the trigger, multiple strikes that would set off multiple laser impulses, don't fool yourself about what that actually represents. Because there's no management of recoil, you're not really practicing a multiple shot string. So it's important to keep that in mind. What we're focusing on right now is that first shot from the holster, integrated with lateral motion and a startle response if we're actually envisioning being caught off guard by this target. And of course, to stick with my good fundamental training, as soon as I have that click, I'm going to remember that what that actually means to me in a fight is to tap and rack, and I'm going to integrate lateral motion into that. At this point, I'll reset here and do it again. In this way, I'm using this entire laser training system to practice not only my presentation from the holster, my good trigger press, my first shot precision into this size target, which I'm visualizing as representing an actual target area on a threat, but I'm also practicing my intuitive malfunction response, my learned response to the stimulus of a click into a tap and rack with motion. Now that I've fired a couple of shots, I'm going to take a more precise shot from the ready position into my display button on the lower left of the laser trainer target. And I can see that on at least one of my presentations, I was spot on where I wanted to be, dead center of the target. On my other presentation, I was a little bit low. Now keep in mind that the way we define precision when it comes to defensive shooting is either yes or no. There is no such thing as more precise or less precise. If I've decided in my mind that that target represents, for example, the high center chest area, any hit inside of that target is good. Now I'm going to practice another precise shot into the lower right, hitting the reset button, clearing the screen, and then I can continue with my practice. Always be sure to get that tap in with your rack. Don't just rack. And let's continue with our practice. And another precise shot to display my hits. Again, 2 shots within that high center chest combat accurate area, and now another precise shot to clear the screen. At this point, I'm going to get in a little unorthodox shooting position training. As if maybe I was knocked down during a fight, I'm going to go down to a kneeling and actually engage the target with one-handed shooting. Now as you can see, I brought my offhand back into the fight to work my tap and rack. Is that realistic? Depends on what you're picturing. Maybe I fell down and was only able to have one hand on the gun and needed to take an immediate shot. Maybe I was pushing somebody out of the way. Maybe I was holding somebody off me, decided to take that one-handed shot. If I had had a malfunction, maybe it was more important to bring this hand back into the fight. On this next shot, I'm going to use one hand to do the tap and rack actually on my belt, like I would do if this hand were truly out of the fight. And now, from the kneeling position, a precise shot to display my results. And we can see where my shots actually are. Precise shot to reset. Recover to a standing position in the ready position. Go back to my holster. When you're training with a laser trainer or a laser trainer target, you need to be sure that you're training realistically and consistently the way you would in an actual fight. Don't develop bad habits, but take all the opportunity you can to train as much as possible realistically in the convenience of your own home, controlled environment, without the extra expense and effort to go to the range and buy live fire ammunition. Be sure to check out the Personal Defense Network for more important tips just like that one.